This is your 6th matchup here tonight on Elimin8r 2. We are live to tape in Newcastle upon Tyne, England. My name is Bullock Bun Awesome. I want to thank you for joining us here at CWS. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Ladies and gentlemen, this is our 6th ever male Sur5ors matchup in which 5 men will face off against each other. Elimination rules will apply, and the last man standing after 4 others have been eliminated will become the #1 contender for the CWS Intercontinental Championship, and they will vie for that title next month on pay-per-view. In this case, it's going to be Violent Night 2 on Saturday, 21st of December. Introducing first into this one, none other than the former Future Shop briefcase holder, former World's Heavyweight Champion, the winner of the Stadium Royale 2024. This is Loco Lobo Azul, and Loco Lobo Azul is representing the team of Las Bestias Locas. This man already has a championship match for Violent Night 2 next month. He and his tag partner Pantera Roja Dos, after winning that 3-on-3 match way back in Survivor Slam 2, Toronto, Canada, Prince Toro, Pantera Dos, Loco Lobo Azul defeated the Cosmic Alliance, and Prince Toro has earned a light heavyweight championship matchup. He will face Killian Curse next month, and Loco Lobo Azul and Pantera Dos will challenge the tag team champions, be that Lock and Load, the Platinum Kings, or the Grim Reapers. We'll find out later tonight, folks. Could Loco Lobo Azul end up fighting twice next month? Introducing second to this one, representing Caras de las Muertes, this is Cara de Miedo. And Cara de Miedo, after a massive win recently on Tombstone TV against Lord and Xavier, qualifying for this matchup. This is one of the biggest opportunities of Cara de Miedo's career, and he is on a heck of a good form right now, trying to get out of the shadow cast by his brother Cara del Diablo. Miedo would love to pick up the victory here in Newcastle upon Tyne. He has traveled all the way over from Mexico to be here tonight in front of the Tombstoners in attendance. Miedo is ready. This is a stacked card. Obviously, we saw earlier, folks, we saw those qualify for this matchup and the bouts that they had to go through to get here. Loco Lobo Azul defeating the Starshine Kid. Miedo putting down Lord and Xavier. And entering third in this one, who's it gonna be, folks? It's Hardy By defeating Big Ben via countout on Tombstone TV 2 weeks ago, earning his shot here. This guy is a former 2-time light heavyweight champion. He's a former tag team champion. He would love to put Intercontinental Champion on his resume. Deceptively quick, deceptively agile. Everyone in this matchup, in their own regards, could be your favorite. They could be the favorite to pick up the victory here. We have 2 men left to enter this matchup. We know Martial Arts, after defeating Rocky Beach on Tombstone TV, and Thiago K. Oliveira defeated Dr. Dermot Allergy. But interesting developments around TKO, obviously. He's now the heavyweight world's champion after he cashed in his Future Shop briefcase just past Tuesday on Tombstone TV, defeating Tiernan Og and having Garen Noon helping him, in the eyes of many, helping him get that championship. TKO's in the main event tonight against Moonbeam Jr. Will he be in this matchup, folks? Number 4, representing the team of the Savage Hearts, this is Martial Arts. Martial, as I said earlier, he defeated Rocky Beach, a former contender Rocky Beach. Marshall, former contender himself, challenged Major Attraction last year at Masquerade Brawl 1. Just the 4th man to win contenders here in CWS. Marshall would love to get Intercontinental Championship gold around his waist. His tag team partner, of course, Travis the Savage Sanchez, former Intercontinental Champion. And speaking of champions and men in these matchups, now who is it going to be? TKO? Are we getting him wrestling twice? Ladies and gentlemen, no, TKO is not here. This is Pete Boggs. This man is Garen Noon's tag team partner and business associate, his confidant. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the man that tagged with Garen Noon prior to that cash in on Tuesday night's Tombstone TV episode 68. This is all coming together now, folks. In the semi-main event, Garen and Pete Boggs challenged the number 1 contender, Moonbeam Jr. and the heavyweight world champion Tiernan Oak in a losing effort. And Tiernan and Moonbeam stood tall at the end. But it looks like Garen helped TKO get the championship, and in return, TKO offered his spot in the matchup to Pete Boggs. Pete previously did win a matchup. He was guaranteed a spot on the pay-per-view. What an interesting turn of events. Pete Boggs potentially could become the number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Champion. None of these men had scouted Pete for this one. Hardy down for the count. We got a 2, and Miedo unable to keep him down. Hardy rolling to the outside. Loco Brazil picking up Miedo, and my God, the gut buster. Hardy on the outside now, adding a ladder to the match already, folks. This is a no disqualification matchup. Pinfall, submissions, they all must happen within the confines of the ring. Loco dropping Pete, and we got a cover, we got a 1. A Pete kicks out of 1. Hardy dropping that ladder onto Miedo, and now Hardy and Loco Lobo Azul going at it here, folks. And that big clothesline from Hardy bites to Loco, taking him down. Hardy, former tag champion. Loco Lobo Azul, another former tag team champion. Actually, everyone in this matchup is in a tag team. Pete Boggs, Team Delicious. Miedo is in Caras de los Muertes. And Marshall Hearts, obviously part of the Savage Hearts. Oh, kendo stick over Miedo and over the top of the head. And he just broke that over at Pete Boggs. And meanwhile, in the ring, a knee across the face here of Hardy Bye. And Loco Lobo Azul drops the elbow across the chest here, and Hardy's in a bad way. That's a second elbow, third elbow across the chest directly onto that heart. And Pete Boggs just evaded Loco Lobo Azul and knocked him down with a shoulder tackle. Martial Arts in the ring with a steel chair, but Loco Lobo Azul caught the chair. But he couldn't stop Boggs, the big backbreaker. And folks, we know Loco Lobo Azul loves a good backbreaker, and this time he's on the receiving end of it. Hardy taking Marshall down with that drop kick. And Miedo goes to use the steel chair, but Marshall managed to knock it out of his hands and bounce Miedo's face off the top turnbuckle. Pete Boggs now on the outside. He's shopping for plunder. Going under the ring for a kendo stick. After having it broke over his head, and he just absolutely let one rip across the chest here. Marshall Hearts, and now targeting Loco Lobo Azul with that possibly and probably the biggest threat in the matchup. The most decorated at a heavyweight level for sure. And my God, Marshall with the cover. We got the 1, we got the 2. And Pete gets the shoulder up. Shoot Hurricane Rana there from Hardy Pie to take Miedo down. A big backbreaker from Loco Lobo Azul and Martial Arts. That's 2 and 3. The trifecta of backbreakers. And Pete Boggs not going behind Loco. Elbow to the back, whips him into the corner. Locking up a Loco Lobo Azul, and now what's Boggs got in mind? He picked him up, and my God, just dropping him face first out of that top turnbuckle pad, and he bust him wide open. Choke bomb, and Loco's down. We've got a 1, 2, and Loco Lobo Azul gets out of it. Martial arts unloading. Steel chair shot to the top of the head of Boggs, and Pete ran straight into Marshall and took him down with that shoulder tackle. This is Elimin8r 2, ladies and gentlemen. We're in Newcastle upon Tyne, England. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? It's been a heck of a show. And another hurricane run on the outside. Miedo gets dropped again by Hardy Bye. And Marshall just, my goodness, walked straight into that twisting corkscrew tilt-a-whirl DDT type maneuver by Hardy on the outside. And Miedo goes for a high knee on Loco Lobo Azul, but misses it, and Loco is focused on Boggs, and a big backbreaker to Boggs. And a second backbreaker to Boggs. And the cover center of the ring. We've got a 1, we got a 2, and Pete kicks out at 2. Marshall, sledgehammer in hand, and Hardy knocks it back, and look at that driver on the outside. Hardy driving Marshall flat down onto those tin pads. Loco with Miedo up, and a gut buster. What's Hardy doing now? He's setting up a table between the desk. No, it's not. It's a ladder between the desk and the apron. Boggs slides under, takes Marshall down. And in the ring, Miedo taking Loco Lobo Azul to task, stomps across the neck. And look at Boggs with Hardy up, and he just dropped him onto that ladder. The ladder that Hardy brought into the match has been used against him. Loco, only man left in the ring. And as I said, he leaves. Hardy again getting tossed into that ladder. We're now on the desk. Look at this for a camera angle. I like it. Miedo dropping Lobo. Hardy drop kicks Marshall. And Loco tosses Miedo into that ladder. He's got him up on top of the ladder. What's Loco Lobo Azul looking to do here? Miedo absolutely bammed out for the count, folks. And Loco climbing to the top. What's Loco Lobo? Oh no. He got down and got sledged for his troubles. Number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. That's what's at stake here for all 5 of these men. Look at this for a choke slam on the outside. Miedo's down, and in the ring we got a cover. 2, 3. Martial arts just pinned Loco Lobo Azul. I guess at least Loco, he will be disappointed, but he can focus his attentions on that tag match next month. He is in the number 1 contender spot with Pantera Roa Dos. Los Bestias Locos have a good chance at Violent Night 2 of getting gold. The other 4 men in this matchup will be glad that Marshall eliminated Loco like he did. And now Hardy up. Hardy squaring off with Boggs, and this is a size mismatch if you've ever seen one. Miedo sneaking up behind Boggs, scoops him up. Oh my God, look at that big suplex. Loco, can we get an interview with you? What happened, Loco? How did you lose your focus tonight? What happened, Loco? You've got harsh words there for the champs tonight. You don't care who picks up the victory? You heard it there first, folks. Loco Lobo Azul claims Los Bestias Locos are getting the titles next month. It doesn't matter who wins tonight. They'll be champions by year end. Miedo kicks out of Hardy's attacks and his pinfall. Marshall now targeting Boggs up on their shoulders, but Boggs gets out of it. Marshall goes into the ladder. Special play in the ring. Hardy with the cover. Miedo. 1, 2, 3. Karen Miedo has been eliminated. We're down to 3. Hardy watching on as Boggs sweeps the leg here of Marshall on the outside. Hardy, the corkscrew, launched himself. Corkscrew body assault to the outside, and he took Boggs down. This is going to be interesting, folks. None of these men have competed for the Intercontinental Championship in the past. It'll be interesting to see which one gets the opportunity, and Pete Boggs just got dropped onto that ladder. Hardy now steel chair in head, cracks the back of Marshall Hart's head, and a steel chair over the top of Pete Boggs, and the flat of the chair to the knee and the body, and over the top of the head. Unprotected chair shots here. Marshall gets right back up, tosses Hardy into that ladder, picking him up. Miedo, unlucky tonight. How do you feel? Who do you think is going to win tonight, huh? Your money's on Hardy Bye. Massive chokeslam there from Pete Boggs. The dynamic count just about catching the end of that. You heard it there, folks. Miedo thinks Hardy Bye is going to do it. That remains to be seen. Pete Boggs, who didn't actually qualify for this match. He did qualify to be on the show, but it seems like there's been some sort of working arrangement between Garen Noon, Thiago Oliveira, and Pete Boggs to get TKO into the title match, get Boggs into the IC match. My God, high angle slam there from Marshall. Hart's dropping Boggs, and now Hardy targeting Marshall. He's got him draped out across that ladder, but Marshall escapes the predicament, ducks under the ladder, goes beneath, and Hardy scooping up Marshall and drops him. My God, look at that rear driver. I think he clipped the steps on the way down. And there's no way. He's looking for the Spanish fly here, but Pete Boggs fights his way out of it. Boggs just bouncing the mid-riff of Hardy off the desk, and there's a choke bomb. Boggs bleeding from above his eye. Marshall back to his feet, and Marshall with the pile driver at Pete Boggs. The pile driver outside of the floor. Hardy's down but stirring. Boggs is out cold in his green wellies of destiny, and Marshall's taunting the fans, taunting the opponents, but his legs have given out on him. We are just a few short weeks away from Violent Night 2, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be a hell of a show. Boggs just dropping Hardy like that. And Marshall with the suicide dive to the outside and misses Boggs. He misses Hardy face first into the floor. And Boggs picking up Hardy and dropping him face first onto the thin protective virtual pads on the outside to protect our virtual athletes from the virtual concrete below. Choke bomb to Marshall. Surely Pete Boggs is but a pinfall away from picking up, well, 2 pinfalls away from picking up the victory in this one. Here in Newcastle upon Tyne, England. Hardy Bye putting a shift in here tonight, folks. The smallest man in the matchup by a mile. Possibly the biggest heart in the fight. Boggs bounces Hardy into the barricades, and now Boggs just tossing Hardy around. Put the kendo stick over the top of the head for Marshall Hart. Takes Pete Boggs down. Boggs eating kendo stick shot after kendo stick shot. Marshall tosses Boggs back into the ring. Sneaking up on Hardy. Just eliminate one or the other. You can't fight everyone at once, Marshall. Open hand slap to Hardy back. And Marshall tosses Hardy again into the desk, misses with the corkscrew. Boggs giving chase to the outside here, and Marshall with the go behind. What's he looking for? He's dragging Boggs around here, bounces Boggs off that ladder. Marshall scooping Boggs up, and again face first onto that ladder. Bridged, connecting the apron of the ring and the desk. Marshall sledgehammer in hand, but Boggs evades it. He's fighting for the hammer. And Boggs with the hammer shot to Marshall's midsection. Pete Boggs standing tall, goes for the hammer shot to Hardy Bye, but he's shocked at Hardy's defiance. Hardy scooping Boggs up on top of the ladder, and Boggs escapes while Marshall picks Hardy up, and that high angle slam dropping Hardy. And now it's Boggs targeting, and now it's Marshall with a second pile driver. This match is anyone's. Who's going to be facing Jackson Gage Harris next month for the Intercontinental Championship? Which of these men is going to be classed as the next Sur5ors? Marshall laid out on this ladder. And some stiff right hands here from Hardy Bye, taking Marshall down. Boggs catches the fist and he's going for the choke slam to Hardy. Boggs picks him up. And a massive choke slam. Hardy gets dropped and rocked, and surely Boggs just needs to get back in the ring and pin these men. Pete Boggs, it's as if you heard me, he's dragging Hardy back into the ring. Hardy Bye struggling to get back up. Marshall's found a second wind, it seems. But Boggs just bounces his head off that turnbuckle. And Pete Boggs standing tall yet again. The bloodied, battered and broken Pete Boggs picking up the steel steps. Positioning them. Slides back into the ring. And now Boggs, two-handed choke bomb to Hardy Bye. Slams him down, and Boggs with the cover. We got the 1, 2, 3. Hardy's been eliminated. We're down to 2. Dropkick. Marshall takes out the knees of Boggs. I guess Miedo's call. Hardy being the man to pick up the victory. That's not going to come to fruition now, is it? Marshall dragging Boggs around the ring. Boggs, the man, he shouldn't have been in this matchup from the start, kicking Marshall off with the 2 boots. And Marshall whips Boggs over the top and onto that ladder bridge outside. And Marshall from the top with a splash, and he just put Pete Boggs through the ladder bridge. Surely this is Marshall's moment. His own tag team partner, Travis the Savage Sanchez, is the former Intercontinental Champion. You know he'd love to become IC Champ as well. Both men failing to connect with these big moves, but the sidewalk. Leg sweep, that's not what you call it, but here we go. That leg sweep, and he just took Boggs down. Marshall and Boggs. Which of these men is going to Violent Night 2? Saturday, 21st of December. And look at this now. Marshall picking Boggs up. Big right hand. Turn him inside out. Go behind. Scoops him up. He's going for that high ankle slam one more time. And surely this is it, folks. Marshall's got all the momentum in the world here at Eliminator. All he has to do is get Boggs in the ring and apply a bit of pressure. Put the pinfall on. But Boggs with the chin breaker. Boggs tosses Marshall over towards the ring and a shoulder tackle to the back, taking Marshall Hart's down. Boggs and Marshall, Intercontinental Championship #1 contender spot at stake. Winner of this will go to face Jackson Gage Harris of the Grim Reapers next month. And Boggs putting the steel stairs in the ring. Marshall telling him to come get some, and Boggs enters. Marshall, forearm shot to the back, whipping Boggs off the ropes. Boggs fights back and a drop kick. Now Marshall on the outside, tossing a trash can into the ring. Marshall Hart's. Pete Boggs. We're down to 2. Still to come tonight, folks. We still have a women's contenders matchup. We've got that 3-way tag team matchup for the tag championships. Wilby Jr. and TKO. My God, the arm drag, the hip toss, and Pete Boggs. After that hip toss into the trash can, and Pete Boggs picks up the victory. He's your #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Pete Boggs picks up the win, ladies and gentlemen. And the plan between TKO and Team Delicious, Garen Noon, Pete Boggs, it's all come together. This was not a ranked match though, folks. He's the #1 contender, but it won't affect his rankings or his standings overall. For the man who didn't qualify for this match to come out as the victor, the management of Cedar West has a lot to answer for in regards to Garen Noon, Tiago K. Oliveira, Tiernan Og, the 4 other men who they did qualify for this match. Boggs is the IC #1 contender, and he is going to Violent Night. Don't go go anywhere, folks. The 12th ever Women's Contenders matchup is coming up here next, followed by that 3-way tag team matchup, followed by Moonbeam Jr. challenging Tiago K. Oliveira for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then in the main event, folks, the Eliminator, the titular match. It's going to be for the Feature Shot briefcase. And folks, I'm getting word in my ear. Tiernan Og and Garen Noon have been barred from the venue here tonight. They've been told to go away to cool off. Management has booked them a singles matchup for Violent Night 2. Tiernan, Garen will go one-on-one at Violent Night. They won't be here tonight, folks. They've been banned from ringside. That's guaranteed. They're not going to be here. But there's plenty of action yet to come here at the Eliminator, so don't go anywhere, folks. As our next bout starting right now.